All right, another word problem, and they really are tough. I always say that I rewrote this guy's entire book, by the way, and his word problems, I really um, would say that they're difficult problems, by the way. But anyway, it says the ship has provisions for 36 days. If the crew were 16 larger and the daily ration were 1/2 pound less, the provisions would last 30 days. All right. If the crew were two less and the daily ration 1 pound greater, they would last 24 days. Find the number of men and the daily ration. All right. So what I want to do is go to the whiteboard, and I always say that if I don't know what I'm looking for, it's going to be really hard to find it. So the first thing I want to do is identify. We're doing problem number 19. And I want to really go to the end of the story. It says, find the number of men. I'm going to say X is the number of men in the ship. All right, so that's the number of men. You have 1 man, 2 men, 3 men, 4 men, 5 men. You get the idea. And find the daily ration, all right? So I'm going to say Y is what's considered to be a daily ration. All right? So daily ration, how much is each man going to get? And that is for each man, by the way. And it's in pounds, by the way, but let's not worry about that. So, it could be, like some number of pounds that each man gets per day. So what I want to do is go back and read it and kind of understand what they said. So it says the ship has provisions for 36 days. So if that's true, what I do know, you know what, I'm going to say for each man now. I'm going to erase this over here. I'm going to say daily ration for the ship. For all. All right? So I'm going to say, let's see, 36. Let me think about that. Now I'm going to say for each man again. I'm going to say for each man. So 36 days, and if there's X men times Y, so each man every day, like if it's 1 man, he takes Y, 2 men, it'd be 2Y, so there's 36 days. This is the total number of goods they have, all right? So the total rations, this is total. Total rations. So let's write this down. If the crew were 16 greater, and the daily ration's 1/2 pound less, let's write this down. X plus 16, this is the number of men's, by the way, and the rations Y was half less, 1/2 pound less. All right, I got to keep reading that. If the crew were 16 greater and the daily ration 1/2 pound less, the provisions would only last 30 days. Let's write that down. This would be 36xy. All right, I got that equation done. 36xy. Yeah, not bad. Let's keep reading. If the crew were 2 less, and the daily rations 1 pound greater, and these are in pounds, by the way, they would last 24 days. All right? Here's the problem now. You got 2 equations, 2 unknowns. You want to solve them. And what are you solving for? I guess You're solving for x and y. I just want to start. I don't want to complete it out because it's very tedious to watch someone work something. But I want to go through what I would do. And the first equation, I divide both sides by 6, like right away. All right. I mean right away. Let me see if I can do that. So if I divide both sides by 6 on the first equation, what would you get? 5 x plus 16 y minus 1/2. I'm dividing by 6, by the way. You get 6xy. The next thing I would do in that first equation, multiply both sides by 2. I get 5 x plus 16. I'm associating with the 2 with this factor here. You would get 2y minus 1. Then you get 12xy. All right? On the second equation, I would divide both sides by 6. Let me cross this out. I don't need this anymore. I'm also going to just write the other equation down by dividing by 6. You get 4 x minus 2. And then what do you get over there? Y plus 1. I'm dividing by 6, by the way. It would be 6xy. Here comes the trouble. And I really do mean it's trouble, by the way. There's 2 equations, 2 unknowns. You got to manipulate this now, all right, to eliminate one of the letters in the problem. And one way to do that, just simply expand it out. Try to solve for either x or y. Make a substitution into one of the other equations, by the way. It is doable, though. And I want to point out, if you do it, there's going to be solutions to the problem over here. And I want to write the ordered pair down for you. The ordered pair would be x comma y. We'll talk about the meaning of these things over here. But you're going to get 20. One of the solutions would be 20 and 3 over 2. We'll talk about what this means in a second. The other solution is going to be 16 thirds and 5 sevenths. All right? I want to claim, though, that you'd have to understand what x means. And x is the number of men. So I'm going to say this makes no sense over here. I'll cross it out. So I'm going to say over here, it's 20 men, and each ration is 3/2 of a pound. And that's it. Thank you.